Hello, fellow hitchhikers. Today we're taking a look at on-ramps and off-ramps and how to turn your country's fiat currency into a cryptocurrency or bringing that cryptocurrency back. This is the first video in a series of videos that's going to look at the basics of cryptocurrencies, and I'm going to try and keep them short and sweet and to the point. So with that, I'm taking a look at some on-ramps in Canada. You, of course, can apply this to your own country. Coinbase is a common one for North America. And so on. I prefer in Canada here either Newton or ShakePay. They both have some pros and cons to them. I like to maintain both of them because sometimes if something goes down, I have the other one that's working or whatnot. But they've both been up, very good uptime. In Canada, there's also NDAX and some other ones like BitBuy and so on. Now, I see them purely as an on-ramp or an off-ramp. I don't see them as an exchange that I would want to be buying and selling and trading within. NDAX has that focus, and I just find they have their limits and their fees and whatnot. It becomes very constrictive, and I'm also not interested in their custodial offerings. So what I mean by custodial is they hold the assets, and then you can buy and sell within them. Now, these exchanges or these are just companies. They're not like a government bank where they can give out more money than they have, where the government can just print more money to backstop anything that happens if there's a bank run. And these companies all seem solid, but invariably you hear of these various companies crashing recently, FTX and other ones, where they use the customers' funds to invest and effectively gamble and put their customers' funds at risk. And then when they start to lose funds and people all want their money back, there isn't enough money to give back. So that's what we're trying to get out of when you leave the custodial environment of a bank. It's the idea of cryptocurrency is that everything's on chain and you have control of that. So I don't use NDAX. I don't use any of those kind of things just because of those restrictions. Now, Newton and ShakePay both have very, very low fees. In fact, they generally have no fees. Where they earn their funds is through the spread. The price that you buy a cryptocurrency at is slightly higher than if you were to buy it out on the open market. And so they make a little bit of profit on that. They both accept e-transfers, so you can just e-transfer the money in. You don't have to do anything more complicated than that. What I like about ShakePay is when you launch the app once a day, if you can remember. I can never remember, I always forget. And you shake the app and you can earn some stats, which are like a small amount of Bitcoin, and become comfortable with dollar cost averaging. So you get a little bit of free money through ShakePay kickback, if you will. So that's what I like about ShakePay. They have a very simple interface. You can buy, you can sell. It's either Bitcoin or Ethereum. You can transfer it out to your main wallet fairly easy, which I'll do in the next video. I'll look at wallets. So step one is signing up with a ShakePay, a Coinbase, a Newton, an NDAX. I can do a separate video comparing all of them, but you sign up for the account, you show them a picture of your ID, you verify your identity. Sometimes it can take a matter of minutes, sometimes it takes a day, and then you e-transfer in or transfer some funds from your bank to that on-ramp. Now, I should give you a heads up. Generally, the first transaction that you do will be blocked by your bank in the process, and then you'll end up having to either wait or call your bank and verify, hey, yeah, I am trying to do this, and then they'll allow those funds to go through. Make sure you're not doing anything ever in a hurry. If you're doing things in a hurry, you're going to make mistakes or you're going to get scammed. Once you are in either your ShakePay, your Newton, or whatever your on-ramp is, you're going to have a choice between Bitcoin and Ethereum to start with. Now, they do list lots of other coins that are available in a lot of these on-ramps. I would not start holding lots of a variety of coins inside one of these environments. You're going to be paying that extra spread on those coins anyway, so you might as well do them just within your own wallet on some of the main exchanges. If you are wanting to have things in a custodial environment, then what I would say is go to like Wealthsimple. If you hop in with Wealthsimple, you can buy Bitcoin or an Ethereum ETF. I know it's weird because it's like an ETF of one thing. It's got high management fees, but you could create like a tax-free savings account within a self-directed tax-free savings account within a Wealthsimple environment. You have no fees, and then you have that custodial environment, so it's kind of insured, and you're staying within their interface. I don't know. Go that way if you're wanting if you're wanting to stay in a custodial environment. I wouldn't use any of these on-ramp, off-ramps for that reason. I wouldn't use any exchange. Anyways, so you're going to be buying Bitcoin or Ethereum. And Bitcoin is, if you are of the mindset of you want an alternate, if you are of the mindset that you want some sort of hedge against the banking system, you see the banking system is no longer backed by gold, if you see that there's a possibility the financial system is going to collapse, and you want to have a hedge against that, you want this alternate currency, if you want to sort of store this digital currency that can be accessed through an independent satellite network, all those kind of things, Bitcoin is for you. They call it the digital gold, which kind of works as an analogy. But the main thing is it's this digital currency that's hedging against hyperinflation and the collapse of the financial system. That's the kind of thing that Venezuela or El Salvador or I can't remember, some of the countries in the Middle East are starting to look at using these, that are experiencing these high inflations and wanting an alternate currency. Ethereum, sometimes called the digital oil, is not that kind of philosophy. Ethereum is more your base layer for the next generation of the internet. They call it Web3. It's what is going to be the main currency, well, possibly going to be the main currency of how blockchain technology will be implemented, and I'll do that in a future video in this series, just looking at ways it's being used. A lot of these new blockchain technologies are being what's called EVM, which are Ethereum compatible. So if you're liking the technology of blockchain, if you're seeing the future of the internet as something that's interesting to you, then Ethereum would be the way that you would go. Yeah, so those are the two main choices that you're going to be choosing between any of these. Of course, there's going to be lots of other coins. I'm going to do that in a different video, is to look at the different coins that you might want to consider and the different chains that are out there. But as it is now, step one, the basics of getting onto cryptocurrency is turning your fiat cash, your country's cash, into a cryptocurrency, and then being able to bring that from this custodial environment to the main chain. So find an on-ramp, create an account, link it to your bank account, upload some funds, convert it into Bitcoin or Ethereum, watch the next video on wallets, and we'll look at how to bring that off of that custodial environment into your own controlled environment, and the pros and cons and the risks for doing that. I hope that general introduction was helpful. I will gladly answer some questions if you put them in the comments below, or better yet, tag me on Twitter. I can give some more information. I can also go into a deep dive on these if you want me to log into each of these apps and compare them and so on. Either way, the main thing is whatever you're doing, do it slowly, do it carefully, make sure you're connecting with legitimate people, keep track of your towels, and don't panic.